What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily horoscope for October 7th, 2020. It is Wednesday, of course, and I'm Brian, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all very much. Well, let's jump into the chart. It is quite the day here. I think things are really ramping up in a big way. We're definitely in this pressure cooker, as I mentioned yesterday. So, we'll take a look here as the sun moves to 15 degrees of Libra. I mean, it is this middle of Libra here, and I think balance is everything, but it's this balance, it's hard to find. And it has to do with people, and it has to do with relationships, but more so we have to look within, I think, more than anything, to find that balance. We do have Jupiter here pressing on a 3-degree orb with, this square to the sun, so we're definitely heading towards this, and Jupiter square the sun's a hard transit. It's like, some would call it not the best luck, if you would say, but I think it's forcing us to look within to see what relationships, what people are actually meant to be the gift in the long term here with Jupiter and Capricorn. Like, what is going to take you the distance and what isn't? And I think that stuff's going to start to become more and more clear. And it's going to force some sort of action and make you look more deeply within to see the alignment of the people, the relationships, everything that would bring you a harmony and aesthetic of the life that you are looking down the road towards. We're really going through this stage of, all right, where do we really want to go and what really aligns with us and what can we do for ourselves that are going to give us this stimulating environment? We have this moon here that's going to cross over the North Node. And of course, quincunx all the Capricorn energy. So this moon in Gemini is trying to be stimulated. It's trying to look for truths. It's trying to, figure everything out and make changes in our life. But we got to find that change that's going to take us to the right future and transform our life in the way we want and actually help us build where we want to go. So there's big shift points. I think that's going to be clear. And the moon it's not comfortable on Rahu. So I would say that today it's probably not the most comfortable day. I think we're going to be all over the place emotionally, going back and forth between a lot of different things and trying to figure things out in deeper ways. Who knows what could come out that's going to try and question where we're going and what is stimulating, what we want to have in our environment. It's, but, we do get this sextile to Mars. The moon's going to square Neptune. So, I mean, there's something about just going with what brings you the ultimate, feeling of being yourself and switching things up that makes sense for you and where you want to put your energy and what feels the most aligned and what gives you balance. I think there's this Mars is trying to help. Mars has been making great aspects to the North Node this whole time and is going to continue to as the nodes move backwards, and Mars, of course, moves backwards in retrograde from our point of view. So, we have the energy to make changes to go towards something stimulating in life that makes sense in our environment, makes sense with our own individual truths. We have that, but it's almost like the more we stray outside, it's like, are we willing to see kind of our hidden power and our hidden destiny, or are we going to keep fighting for that something that doesn't really align, doesn't really bring us some sort of long-term happiness and love? Neptune, of course, squaring the moon is hard. I mean, I think emotionally we could get extremely lost if we don't have some sort of stimulation and some sort of connection to something bigger here. We might feel like that environment we're searching for is almost a mirage today. So we can be all over the place. I think people are going to be very unsure of what they want, and we got to kind of go deep and figure these things out. We do have Venus here in Virgo, which is going to start making the trine over to Uranus, which is exactly in opposition exactly on this chart, 9 degrees 37 minutes to a Uranus that's 9 degrees 37 minutes today. So I think there's just going to be something's going to go haywire somewhere, and we have to be able to disconnect from it if it's not bringing us a value, if it doesn't make sense in our reality. And we're going to have to go deep inside of our own minds to figure out where our truth is and where the environment is that we truly want, in a big way. Pretty trippy. Shout out to the Leo King. He brought this up in one of his horoscopes. It was that this Mercury retrograde that's taking place from 11 degrees Scorpio is going to retrograde all the way back to, of course, 25 degrees Libra. There was the Venus retrograde in 2018 that made that exact same retrograde. This is going to bring up a lot of relationship stuff. This Mercury retrograde, especially with Scorpio and Libra, the two signs that really do deal with other people, merging, relationships. This is interesting time. There's going to be stuff from that Venus retrograde brought up, so you might have to look back to 2018 and see what happened in relationship lives within yourself, because those things might be revisited, which is not ideal sometimes. I know I wasn't going through a great relationship time in that timeline, so I don't know. Pretty crazy there. I didn't put that together, but that guy's the man, and he did. So I want to share that with you guys. I think the unexpected can happen today in a big way. It is Mercury Day, and I got a lot of sevens up here. October 7th, 7 plus, 37 seconds, 7 day. 7 is the most spiritual number, of course, and for fun, we do have White Moon Selena in sextile to Pluto and Jupiter, which is making a yod to the North Node and the Moon. I think divinity, and of course the Pluto-Neptune sextile, divinity is all we have right now. And making our environment aligned with our divine destiny and where we want to go, and trusting in something bigger, and trusting that there is a divine order, and no matter what this physical world throws at us, we always have that connection no matter what, is the most stimulating thing we can have right now, and is the most important thing in our environment emotionally that we can have to hold on to through anything that may happen. Uranus is unpredictable, and Venus is just starting the trine. So I think the more we can accept whatever may come, the more we can accept any sort of, you could say, wild realities that show up for us on an individual level, and see the beauty and use that beauty to put things in place to build from and move forward from, is like where it's at. We look at this down here, we got a lot of negatives. There's a lot in, we have the sun in fall position, Venus in fall, Mercury is not doing hot right now at -5. So all we have is Mars and Saturn. Of course, Jupiter's in fall in Capricorn. So, it's that energy. It's that going towards the future. It's that building something amazing, and it's putting your energy into that kind of stuff that is stimulating and makes sense long term. That is all we really have to hold on to. The moon's getting wrecked right here, -5 in Gemini, with the North Node and quincunxes squaring Neptune. So it's a weird day. I think you have to look really at divinity and go there. We'll look at these how fast the planets are going. Like Mercury going 36 minutes a day is extremely slow for Mercury. Remember, Mercury at full speed is just over 2 degrees a day. So Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde any second. Not really any second, on the 13th, but with crazy transits going on too. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like the 13th is a trip, with the sun opposing Mars, T-squaring Pluto and Jupiter, and also Mercury in opposition to Uranus. It's wild. So it's like we got to step into that divinity now and make that what we're curious about, and that be almost the truth that's going to get us through whatever is thrown at our way with Uranus here and Mercury. Like our minds are gonna go through crazy upgrades, and it's gonna be deep with Mercury and Scorpio. I mean, this is bringing up deep emotional stuff that we fixate and hold on to, that we got to figure out, like if we need to disconnect from, or if we want to hold on to it and it's important and it's part of the long term. Venus is ripping. Venus is going 1 degree 10 minutes a day. So I mean, that's like where it is. It's like, can we stimulate ourselves with things that analytically make sense in our life and that we can build from. With Venus in Virgo, even though it's in fall, it's like, is our love pure for whatever we're going through, whether it's relationships or anything? Is there a purity? You know, I think that's kind of another shining light. Like, Venus has been trying to help us out a lot, and I think, you know, still is, even in fall position here, being the only planet that's really moving. I mean, we look at Saturn, 52 seconds, that's nothing, barely creeping along. You know, Jupiter is actually starting to move, 4 minutes, 38 seconds. So Jupiter's picking up some pace here, and Pluto is literally doing nothing. stationed 6 seconds a day. So that's where we're at. I mean, things are back online, but it's things are about to start moving. It's these times, this week, that if we can, you know, step into that energy that we want to create from, that, you know, is, you know, makes sense and is stimulating and feels good, that's what we got, you know. And I think we have the energy to make those moves happen, make things feel beautiful, but the mind is going to work in weird ways with this opposition to Uranus. Expect the unexpected and expect things to hit deep in a very emotional sense. And it's trying to let you find the emotions that connect to the ultimate values and the beauty of life that you want, as well as like stepping into some real emotional confidence that, you know, you can mentally, I would say, grab a hold of that way. So it's a heavy day. It's a heavy Wednesday. A lot of sevens out there just on this chart, but I take that synchronicity. I'm a quadruple 7 in numerology. I just love it. So I say that's the trick. And that white moon Selena, if you don't know, is this divine path that kind of takes us somewhere amazing. And with Jupiter, also a very divine planet, like that's the gift, is looking long term at what emotionally can take us into the future, and what we want to hold on to, and what's actually stimulating and fun and beautiful and lighthearted and friendly even. And if things are like not, it's So you do have Venus quincunx Chiron. So, you know, it's a time that we have to really, I think, pull within who we are to see the beauty and to build off that, to create from that sort of place of, you know, what is actually the value, and to be able to pull the value from inside of ourselves and then create from that. So it's a day big time. Let's see what the card is. We got the 3 of Swords reversed. It's an interesting one in this deck. This is the heartbreak card usually. Reversed, I would say it's not so much about the heartbreak. I think it's like working our way through whatever might feel like mentally like it's breaking our heart. Is it really? I think we have to ask ourselves the question, and maybe, you know, it's interesting. This card's so funny. It's like the guy's leaning up on her, but she's like going away. She like doesn't want to support him anymore. So I think there's something about, you know, we should be trying to support one another, but only if it aligns right. We can't change people, but it's like if somebody's trying to lean on you in a positive way and it feels aligned and it feels right, there's something about like not, you know, not breaking the heart, I would say, but you still have to be smart emotionally. You don't want someone to just take everything you have and like take your energy and not be on the same page. So I think the heartbreak would be if I don't know. Let's pull another one on top of that. Oh, the star card. Okay. That makes more sense. I would say that the heartbreak is if people are holding on to your energy right now that aren't divinely aligned for the future and on this new journey that you're going on. And if they are, then you're going to be able to not be heartbroken, but to be there and be supportive. But at the same time, you have to know mentally if it feels right and it feels aligned, and are people and everything in life right now stimulating enough that they belong in the new future, to where you're being guided, and you'll know on a very deep, intuitive level. But I guess we don't want to, you can't bring everybody or everything with you if the alignment isn't there and the vibe isn't right. So it's a heavy day. I love that the star card came out. I'm glad I pulled that. I'm glad I pulled another card. I think we're all going on this new divine path, and we're guided now. We're not the fool. We're ready to go on this journey. It's just a matter of trusting in something bigger that has a divine order that we're a part of, and we chose to be here and go on that journey. And we got to decipher in this physical matrix what is actually true, and is it something we want to hold on to emotionally and mentally, and are we willing to fact check things to go towards something better in life. I love you all very much. I will catch you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. Sending you my best and my love. Peace.